How do you feel about the investigation into Charlie's death? Can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
So far, listen, so far so good. I think, I've had this conversation with a lot of the guys that have been, very involved from the beginning, and, others that are a big part of that movement that are, are going to take, more of a role. Guys like JD, like, hey, he believes we have to keep this going. People, myself, hey, I did a lot of them, but I got to do even more. We got to keep this going. There's never going to be a replacement for Charlie Kirk. You can't plug that in. But if we can find 10 people that can do 10% of what he did, and they go all in and do that, we can keep that alive. And honestly, we all owe that to him to do it. And so, we're gonna make sure that happens. And again, maybe we're blessed to again one day find a generational talent like that can take over and step in. But I think he helped create and foment so many, young people and bring them into the movement where they're able to speak their mind. And now the big part of it is really a critical mass. They used to get the whole, hey, Don, great to see you, like, hiding their support. People have learned that the biggest thing we can do is be unafraid.
Yep.
If we're unafraid, if you're willing to speak your mind, you can do that respectfully. No one's telling you have to get on a mic and speak in front of thousands of people, but just having the dialogue in and of itself is enough. So many more people than you would ever possibly know believe what you believe, but there's been a social consequence to actually saying it out loud. They've seen that. They've been through cancel culture. They've been to the PTA meetings. They've seen what happens in the Starbucks lines. You open that door for them. Once they realize, what? There is kind of a support network here if I figure it out. It's so cathartic.
You can't die in your bed saying, thank God I never offended anyone. That is just no way to go through life. That would be such a sad result.
I actually feel like if I haven't offended someone, I've actually accomplished nothing.
Yes, I failed.
Now, I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to this crap, but...
So, just to round back, do you have confidence in the investigation? Should we have confidence in this FBI investigating?
I do, and I mean, I don't know. I don't like it when the people have the private, but I've spoken to everyone, around, and Erica, and I do have confidence. And when I start seeing some of the other stuff, it's like, man. And by the way, just so we're clear, as you all probably know, if you're here, you probably follow me a little bit. Like, I'm about as conspiratorial as it gets within the realm of sanity, for good cause, right? I think I was the guy that first said, like, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is usually about 6 months. I was the guy canceled for pushing all of the obvious things that were conspiracy theories, that, Wuhan or whatever it may be, lab virus leak. The problem is that there is a cottage industry of just clicks and people that are more than happy to, to profiteer, off of that. Again, I'm not saying that a lot of this stuff isn't real and isn't true, and I've been pushing all of that, but some of the stuff does get a little bit off the rails, and I think, you're really, it's been used even by the other side as a way to distract from the bigger picture of what happened to him, of what the other side has proven that they are actually willing to do.